Right, I've deployed our troops here. 3 different spots. Basically, sort of a couple of missile launchers, a tank, and an artillery piece, infantry, helicopter. This sort of a mixed bag. Their purpose is to more or less able to fire on targets on the other side. Same here in the center, more or less. Southern group has the transport helicopters, barge carriers, and more heavier complement of units, mainly tanks though. I'm thinking of maybe, basically because I'm not sure it would aid too much by pushing missile launchers here. Well, the terrain is very sort of hilly and forestry, so there's basically by the time we encounter something, a tank is probably a better unit to take care of it. So also have a decent amount of artillery here, but I'm not sure if I want to fire smoke anywhere at the moment. I mean, I need to lure the enemies to actually do something. At the same time, I am using helicopters, so we could basically fire smoke in front of our own units. They don't give a shit about it, and the helicopter doesn't really care either, I think. Is it too close? Probably. They can't fire so close. I guess I'm not gonna fire then, because I need the enemy to see my helicopters. Three major areas we need to take: a hill with forests, another hill with rough terrain, and the higher hills all around it. This is pretty much the same, I think. Surrounded by hills. Point is, there's probably a huge amount of units just standing, they're dug in these hills, waiting for us to make a move. So this is not going to be nice. We're very likely going to need the smoke, but we'll see. We're retreating, but we rebuilt 2 units. 2 BMPs. Yeah, they're just waiting there for us, so smoke it is. I don't see how else we could really do this then. Pretty low on the smoke ammunition. Don't see why we wouldn't destroy the BMPs as soon as we spot them. I mean, they didn't just destroy the Humvee. It actually makes me think we should buy more of these. They might not be treated quite as vehicles in the sense that even though you can use anti-tank weaponry to shoot at them, it's more like shooting at an infantry unit. It's tiny and you can fire at it quite accurately for some time before you get the desired end result. So I got another jeep here. And it's pretty much the same situation. I think it's far away from, yeah, far enough away from these that they don't give a crap. I'm not sure I need to fire more smoke. But this is just warm up. Actually, we'll probably move these. It'll take forever. We have 18 turns, that's why I'm not too concerned about the time. But even here, it's gonna take a long time for the barge to even reach the shores of the river, so I'm not sure this was a good idea. Still, it's done is done. I'm hoping the forests are enough well protected for us here. It's really tough to see anywhere. And we have units capable of firing smoke here too. The artillery would also be capable of firing here. It's far enough away from them, so I'm pretty sure some of the tanks have smoke ammunition too. Yeah, but it's very limited. UEs should really not show their face around here. Shit. Still, that's actually very good. Please see that. Yep, that is very good. In fact. Problem is, UE even slightly suppressed would basically bail on this map, so please don't do that. Still no other reaction. I'm guessing they have those anti-air, self-propelled anti-air guns there, but probably not that many missiles, because it's not a Soviet Union army, it's a East Germany army. So they might not have quite the same high level of gear as Soviets have. They would have most of the good stuff though, so I'm not sure if there's a gigantic fundamental difference in the quality of troops. There we go. Thanks for the support. Where is it? Okay, not a bad location. Okay, I'm pretty sure one of you losers sees it. No? I don't see why though. I suppose the building could be blocking it. No, it's in a very deep. Yeah, we would basically have to go a little bit higher in order to spot it. How much smoke do you have? Can you see it? Well, that's not good enough. How about you? We don't actually need your ammunition here, we just need your home missile. Perfect. Can we get more of them to show themselves? There we go. 30. Oh, you can see it. A good start for us. Nothing really on the anti-tank front taken care of, but our helicopters can probably maneuver around without too much fuss, and that's a big benefit for us. Still have a lot of moves. I don't really care about taking anything out specifically, you know, I just want to feel the easy reactions out. They're pretty much equal distance away from each other when they fired. Yep. Tick, tick, tick. Still, they're both in pairs at least, so there's probably one left at least. There we go. It's holding the rear. Don't think I can fire it quite that far away. What's the issue? Is it outside my reach? But no, I literally just can't see that far away. That's actually a very good thing, because it probably means that if I just go a little bit slower, it's also incapable of firing at me. Right. So it's not something I need to really give a shit about right now. I mean, it's interesting holding this position because I can fire a missile at it on the next turn. Just wondering, should I do anything more? I'm assuming the Humvee will be destroyed, but I'm not sure if I particularly care. I care enough that I need to maybe start firing some support fire. Firing a little bit of smoke here cannot really do any harm for us, because we need to use the helicopters for spotting anyway. I'm more or less trying to form a wall of smoke for the units to move forward. Here I'm not sure if that's really warranted. I'm not sure basically it would make much of a difference with these units. The biggest difference might be for these. You never know who can actually shoot here, so again, it's totally harmless for our units, so why not fire some smoke there. Yep. Holy shit, miracle shot. Stagger teams, not taken those into consideration. We lost a pretty important unit. It's not that big of a deal, really. I don't think the loading is really, strictly speaking, necessary, but it's also a totally pointless casualty to take at this point. Been a bit lax on firing the smoke here. This guy has 12 smoke ammunition. There's no need to hold back here. Just cover your own ass. Right. A little bit of exchange of fire, but nothing drastic happening, and stagger teams revealing themselves. Still know where his ass is, so good shooting. East Germany Rifle Squad. We could try to. Let's not try to buy too much here. We try to be able to deal with everything we find. The tank has to shoot at the stagger teams because the missile teams cannot do it. sort of a waste of rockets, I suppose. I mean, we're already out, but we don't particularly care. It's all about the anti-tank capabilities. P-72s, that's a bit of trouble. We have missiles still here. One. We probably should pull back. Even if we find something here, it's not like we can really do all that much about it. We have a little bit of suppression, but not too bad. I'm thinking maybe going here. It's unlikely they would have any kind of infantry right or unit right at the edge of the map. So I think we're more or less protected from everything. Naturally, they're gonna have troops here, but there's also a height difference and some forest. Can you shoot at the... Please try to take it out. Any luck, that's their last anti-air capability here. Big deal. Very big deal. .72s. The smoke is gonna clear soon, so we have to be somewhat careful. These missile vehicles are also less experienced than part of the core army, so they can't fire quite so much. At least not yet. Right. Bells. Another Sager team. I'm expecting tanks on this ridge especially, but still, there's probably a force, force protecting the landing here. Has an infantry squad in the same hex as the EMP. Right, I suppressed my own helicopter by firing that, so I think it's time to bail. There's no guaranteed safe spot here, but let's see if we can manage. There's nothing here to protect, so they might have a tank or... Yep, there's their HQ. They might have some vehicles here to fire upon us, but too bad. Suddenly multiple tanks spotted. I don't think we can rely on the smoke lasting here. More importantly, what the hell do you see? 2 targets. Pretty much the Sager teams. That's more or less what I wanted to know. These guys can see the tanks too. Shit. 3 Sager teams. couple of infantry. Yeah, it's just total crapshoot who can actually see what here. So gonna fire some smoke shots here. Just want to make sure what exactly can be seen here. So not that much. These, yeah, probably we're protected from everything. Probably. This can see nothing of value. Definitely need to move. Same with this. It's like in a single goddamn hex you can see all the right things. Still, that's enough. Barely isn't though. These cause a casualty on it. Nope. And this is why we bought the missile launcher here. When the tanks inevitably fail to do their job, it can do it. We can also use these to annihilate the infantry. No, we can't because there's too much. That it? I think most of the important units have fired. Might be able to fire a couple times more. No reason not to. I need to re-establish smoke. That's what I need to do. You probably have a metric ton of... No, you don't. I was bombarding smoke. So there could be a lot of smoke being deployed right now. But still, I can't exactly rely on that. So still, I can probably... No, I can't do shit. Here, though, still there's a metric ton of targets we can fire at. There's a pin Sager team somewhere. Right. I don't see any real problems that could even possibly pop up now. Right, we just fired extra. Oh, fuck. That's a potential problem. I have no anti-air capabilities. Nothing that could react to something like that. Didn't even really occur to me. Still, they're not doing well. Some of the Sagar teams have gotten their shit together, but that's about it. 72s are doing okay, which is nice. Enough smoke here probably to cover us. Certainly here. Nice tight group, so we can move forward after firing. Here, not so much. Oh, what exactly is everyone doing? Is there a point to firing in more smoke here? I don't think so. Right, we'll have to fire at new locations. Still, targets, targets, targets. You can probably shoot at something useful. And not good enough to kill though. Fair enough. Some of these tanks have taken multiple hits. Do they care? Not even a little bit. Button. It's button because we destroyed his body there, not because we did damage to it before. Oh my god. Okay, someone can probably already shoot at the T-72. It's the distance. The tanks, it makes a big difference. With missiles, I don't think it matters at all. But still, we still can't fucking kill it. That Tiger team has to be fired upon. It's ready for action, so the moment we move forward, it can probably fire at us. Still, the tanks aren't really all that good at this particular job. Also, we're moving the barge carriers in the location where the aircraft are attacking at the moment, which is probably the best idea ever. Someone possibly take care of that tank. That's greeting at least. No, Sagar teams. Gotta do the Sagar teams first. They're just as well, at this distance they might be more dangerous than the tank. Okay, can you see the tank? Wouldn't be my first choice, but no. At least 7 targets, so probably can't see it. 8 targets. Different crew, different Sagar teams. Sagar team destroy. Right. This is one group where we had to push forward. Well, we didn't have to do a goddamn thing, but I think we would benefit greatly if we go forward. Here we don't need to do anything special, just actually move. Might be vulnerable to anything that is too far south, though there's not much smoke there. We'll see, we'll see. With here, I'm not sure I want to move there, still in position and still have missile teams ready. Still have tanks I probably haven't spotted. Still. With a single tank missile launch, so might as well try to use it. I can't target that. Okay, we'll go for the headquarters unit then. I mean, it's a pretty big kill for us if we manage to pull it off. Map of ground, please. It's also the best unit to call artillery and aircraft with. And it's gone. Every other leader usually has a longer delay before their units arrive. And yeah, I'm not sure if I should do anything here. Still, probably a little bit risky just staying here. So I'm gonna go and take another look here. More tanks. A huge shock there. They could have artillery somewhere behind the hills. Let's attack helicopter. Also Sager teams. I'm not comfortable being in this location, but I'm not sure if I have the mobility to get out of it either. Shit. Oh, multiple attack helicopters, and I have no anti-air capability, so that's amazing. Just gonna pretend that he didn't see me. Okay, this is a genuine big problem for us. This has to be the priority of the helicopters we have now. We have a reasonable amount of shots, and we have the mobility to take those guys on. So it's definitely reasonable that we might do exactly that. This guy has, well, it's not quite that simple. This guy, for example, has wasted a lot of their shots already. So what would be our chances of hitting something like a helicopter? Can't even target one. Would have to go somewhere else. How come I can't see anyone on these set of flags? Where did it go? Yeah, ready and moving. It has a heavy machine gun, anti-tank missiles, and some rocket pods, so it's basically this, except it's more heavily armored. The machine gun is also of higher caliber, or larger caliber, so I'm not sure how well we can fare against it. I'm thinking that maybe keep the Cobras together. Not sure if this is the best possible option, but unless they specifically paid attention where we went, they will not spot us. And I think we've done most of what we can do. We do have better targets for our smoke now. We basically would like to make the job of the Sager teams very tough. We don't need to far in front of every of our units. We just need to. Actually, I'm not sure I want to do this because our heavy artillery could come open and take them out very quickly. Might be better off trying to screw over with these. So yes, they would have support units here that can still fire upon our units moving forward, but They probably couldn't achieve all that much. That was their HQ unit. With luck, this might retreat out of map. It's right at the edge, and it's been fired upon a couple of times. I don't have high hopes for that though, but it's a theoretical possibility, I'd say. As long as the enemy helicopters are around, we're probably going to not move the UEs around. Otherwise, I think it's safe. So we could go for some of the flags, but still, there's too much of an enemy force for us to just try to go here and call it a day. We need something a little bit more than that. Right. On the positive side, this might be another mission that isn't gonna last forever. Oh shit, they're gonna destroy the barge carriers. They didn't do a goddamn thing. Helicopter is still there. Did it take damage? It's hard to say. I need to go to its rear though. That's the only direction I could possibly harm it from. It's taking evasive maneuvers. But where the hell it did it? Is that's not... Yeah, it's going back and forth here. Not sure I can fire an anti-tank missile at it. Rockets might be enough to destroy it, so I don't want to waste them on a random shot. What's the percentage chance of hitting? It's moved quite a bit, the other hint not so much. But for some reason I can't see it. I don't think it matters which one we're gonna attack, but just need to go and attack one of them. I should have started with the rockets. I'm actually want to test this out. I have no idea what type of weapon we could technically use to get any kind of kill result here. But I'm interested in finding out, so maybe disable the minigun so it doesn't scare the target away. And fire rockets up the ass of this. Yeah, over 100 points of damage. That's versus the minigun that doesn't hit at all. And I can't kill both. But a valuable lesson. Very valuable. We have to harass this, otherwise it could cause a serious point trouble. Evasive maneuvering. Now this is a bit of an unhealthy spot to land on, isn't it? On the positive side, we still have a rocket pod shot, so that should be enough damage to destroy the other thing. Also, I have no reason to believe that there's more of them. I suppose there could be, but again, no reason to believe that there are. We can shoot at stagger teams. Not sure that's a horrible idea either. Not you. That's on the other side of the goddamn map. not enough of a effect. Vehicles. Ooh, yes, multiple vehicles. Ah, that'll have a big effect. Possibly. Well, if they have any more tanks, I couldn't fire upon them anyway. Smoke will probably last for another turn, so there's no immediate retreat. We'll try to get the smoke to land there. These units should be able to move on border a little bit, so we can move them in, harass infantry and capture something. Probably these flanks. We can assign some smoke fire here, but it won't amount to much. Okay, what about this happy group? There's nothing to fire at. And that seems to be the main issue now. We could try to push through over here. Could probably work too. The thing is, there's still staggered teams here, and there's probably quite a few other teams here. I did not really have the opportunity to use the helicopters to scout around those. So I'm a little bit reluctant to go there. Also, I don't actually have a huge amount of B3. Got better uses for you. Only fire. Yeah, I can only fire twice. Have 5 smoke ammunition. You have 1. It's I don't want to vertically fire here. We wouldn't basically be able to move forward at all if I did that. I am somewhat interested in poking my head out here, firing at the infantry targets who got that cover. He's out of cover, so. Can you see? Nothing useful, right? Fair enough. Smoke's clearing. Firing at the infantry missile teams. Still, I think it has a better chance of killing my tanks than I have at killing it, so it's an okay tank to fire upon. Right, so the question is, do we want to push forward now? I think we are more in the position that we have to, because the barge carriers are here. Still taking it easy. What about the UEs? There are enemy helicopters and we can basically reach the other side of the map in a single turn, so I don't really see a point in rushing in there. These would also have just machine guns, so they could harass the enemy helicopter, no doubt, but that's the only thing they can do. Still, that's not necessarily a horrible thing. It's the exact same thing that Cobras can do, so there's really not much of a difference there. We can keep them out of sight. Ooh, well, they at least reveal something very useful by doing this. But I can't see them. We can't see them with anything, really. Right, there's really no way of us doing that. I'm actually surprised that they had a counter for us trying to come over here, go through here. They can definitely destroy all our barge carriers. I can fire at far away missile units, that's about it. In order for me to really do anything useful, I would have to go somewhere around here. The smoke is just fine, but I'm not sure this is. It really isn't. Oh, maybe we could let a couple of them land there. Okay, so still trouble ahead. That's 30 points lost for us. And they're a little bit bottomed now. I'm not sure if I should really push them all that aggressively forward. Also forgot to move the UE. Mr. Hind. You have a rocket pod with your name on it. Didn't get a hit. Don't think I could fire twice now. It's going down. It's moving at a massive speed. It can't keep doing this basic maneuvering forever. 1 point of damage. 1 point. That's the most important point of damage we probably did. It's moving at a massive speed at this point. It's going back and forth a little bit. 179 miles per hour now. I wonder if it keeps accelerating forever. I mean, about what's our maximum movement? It's about 50 miles per hour per 25 movement. So 150 would be close to the maximum, maybe a little bit more. Point is, by firing this much, I'm pretty sure we can suppress the funny little escape, leave them at. Yeah, it's incapable of moving anymore. Yeah, don't give a shit. But it's retreating. It doesn't actually have the movement to retreat out of the map, I think. I don't think it'll go. However, it has taken a point of damage, so it might go. The actual damage point it's what matters. This is bad. God, I can see a vehicle. Right, so it's all about the Sagger teams. What the hell do we do with those? Don't seem to be good options for us. I don't think we can waste time with the enemy helicopter anymore. We have serious problems we need to take care of. We don't have a huge amount of shots either. I think the Cobra should move into position where they can fire upon these two BMPs. Doesn't particularly matter what that position is, as long as they can just hop up and fire their shots. Same with you. Just go make friends. I can't really rely on the helicopters to do anything on their own. We can drop 4 infantry squads and protect them with the helicopters. But that is it. Okay, if we move forward, we'll have to apply smoke. Can I even apply it? A little bit? Do I care enough to apply it? Yeah, from this position you can see pretty much everything. So yeah, I think... yes. How much smoke ammunition do you have? 2. 1. Pretty sure we can shoot the BMPs from this location. Also, we should be protected from the any enemy efforts. And I don't think I want to shoot at the Sagger teams right now. These guys are actually quite well protected. The forest just protects us from everything down here. The number of targets we can fire upon just goes down drastically. So, how far can you guys move? That seems reasonable. Right. There's still a bit of a risk. We don't actually know what they have here in storage for us on the other side, so a little bit of smoke probably isn't going to hurt us. Technically speaking, they could still see us, but they would have to be positioned fairly high here. And if necessary, I can just redeploy things, fire another smoke shot there or something. This is the bigger problem. Definitely need to reapply smoke here. I'm not sure where I should try to do it. Exactly do we see much? The biggest problems will be targets here can see us, and there's at least a couple already Sagger teams to do it. Oh fuck. I did not actually want to shoot at that. It's at 63 hexes. So that's quite a bit of a distance. It's the only smoke we can fire. We can't see forward, so that's actually a fairly well protected place in the end. Right. Not bad. Spot 3 targets. Targets that we don't give a crap about. And that's not a bad thing. At least we can move forward a little bit. Yeah, we need to move forward with barge carriers too. They're just so goddamn terrible. At no point must they see anyone. Again, I have to fire smoke shots here if they get destroyed. Crap. The helicopter was turned away. Right, now the fun begins. We don't have a huge amount of shots, but we have a couple. More importantly, we have anti-tank missiles that we can fire at these targets, and there's not much they can do about it. Don't waste your minigun shots. Right. Could use more scouting capabilities here. Good chance the BMPs and the infantry squads I've already spotted from my last problem. Yep. Sector 2 is not bad. Right, can we still escape somewhere? I think the areas here would be the best escape routes. Basically because even if we are fired upon here, there's no way we can escape the map from here. So, if everything turns to shit, we will still be okay. Single missile can be fired. I think we should see what these guys can fire upon. Based on that, we'll choose our targets. It's a little bit worrying. I think it's close enough for a tank kill. It's only 30 hexes, but nothing goddamn penetrates. Clickety clickety click, 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 click. It's certainly retreating, so it wasn't all for nothing. I think I'm better at firing at the Sagar teams. My Sagar team destroyed. They're more dangerous and we have probably better chance of killing them. Even though we're not killing them. We can use the missile launcher to kill it. Better stop wasting ammunition. The exit we can. Exit we really can. What the hell is so magical about that one? Just cannot be destroyed for some reason apparently. Yeah, I'm not letting it go. I've been shooting at it for so long. What the fuck armor do you have? It's 41. I mean, it's respectable, but it's not needing magic. And I've gotten a couple of side turret hits, and it still doesn't go down. Just terrible. Right. What about the other teams? You. Oh, there's already Sagar team on the other side of the world that we could fire upon. Alternatively, yeah, the tank we can't damage. I think we'll... Ooh, the BMP kill would be nice. Just can't do it. Fucking Abramses. Well, it's not like anyone else is doing any better, so never mind. Except our fearless leader. How many kills does it have? 15. It can fire at best twice per round. Initially just one in the initial fights. So that's come quite a long way. You need to kill the T-72. I don't want to let it get away. It's basically going to get its shit back together, and then it's just waiting for us somewhere out there. The helicopters I have could not have taken care of it. Yes, they could have. Yes, easily. But they had the anti-tank missile. We're supposed to look at, do we have easier targets to shoot at? Or let the others shoot first, then I'll swoop in and deal with the more troublesome guys. I think the Sagar team qualifies as a troublesome guy. Yeah, there's something here. It's very hard to shoot at them from the other side of the map, basically. So we wipe these out. The helicopters have done an excellent job. Also allows me to move in with the vehicles a little bit earlier. There's probably something similar here. What about the UEs? The moment we go for some kind of a big target, there's going to be issues. But I don't think I can even drop the infantry here, so just pull back. That's not a bad target to go after. We do need to take care of it with something. Don't want to land any units. How many shots do we have? About 20. So enough to fight a group of infantry maybe, but not any kind of serious long battle. We might be able to take one group of flags, but there's no way we have enough shots to fight all of them. Point being, we have to bring extra troops across. We are starting to be able to fire at some things. This is going to be very risky, but yeah, I think we just want to go into better firing positions. Most of the tanks have to be taken care of at this point. The forest still provides some cover for us on the north, so then if we keep these guys here, I don't. This could be bad, but I can't exactly move along with the barge carriers. That just won't work. I don't think there's anything. Yeah, they're not firing at our decoy unit here, so they probably don't have a decent anti-tank unit here anymore. Not sure I want to move my infantry there. There's probably heavy machines. That's basically what every army has, and it's enough to do serious damage to some of the units we have. So that could be still a thing. These guys should be able to go to the border. I'm not too eager to push them there, at least yet. But I'm not sure what I'm waiting for. I suppose it's so that these units can provide better cover for a moment. This is the area where I have the biggest question marks about what the enemy still has here. It could have a lot of trouble for us. Same time, I really can't tell. Just going to move in, hope for the best. I might have to push the missile launchers here to the border too. They should have enough. Yeah, 90 shots of the machine gun. Definitely enough for any suppression job we need to do. But I haven't really thought about the missile platforms as amphibious units. I'm not sure how well that's gonna work. We probably don't want any more smoke here anyhow. Right, this hill is the biggest question mark. I'll fire my last smokes there. I'm not actually sure I want to though. We could pick targets and fire spotted artillery. It's gonna be somewhat effective if we can do that, except we can't. We can't see here at all. I guess I'll just fire blindly there then. It's pretty much guaranteed that there's some kind of infantry presence here, so it's unlikely that this shooting is gonna be totally wasted. But yeah, no, this could be a problem. I moved pretty recklessly forward this time. Yeah, it's you can't do that. There's just too many hidden Sager teams. Like one. We lose the crew? No, we lost the beat. So it's not actually that bad then. Yeah, it's a unit I don't particularly want to lose, but I can live with that easily. They seem to be... I don't recall firing here really, and they're retreating. There's a army-wide route going. Hasn't affected everyone, but it's definitely bad now. I think we should give serious thought about taking over this set of flags, for example. I need to know where the anti-tank missile fire came from. That probably fired one, but it did not fire twice. Yep, there it is. Hello, friend. Right. What other little creatures do we have? I have no more high explosive ammunition. I have anti-tank capabilities. That's it. Well, they have machine guns. Infantry. Infantry. Or infantry. There doesn't appear to be a huge group of infantry units anywhere anymore. We have 9 high explosive shots with the minigun. I think we're going to move toward this set of flags with the UAs and just take over. Just want to go set some unit here first to try to spot trouble. No matter how much I try, I just can't see it. We'll see. We'll know soon enough. Okay, and someone you really should kill that guy. Don't let crew get away. So on the other hand, it's an absolutely pointless kill. We have to be somewhat careful where we dump the troops. We could leave some troops here, they could easily take care of those. But I'm not sure, is that how I want to handle this? They can easily provide support with the forces they have here. So I don't think I can ignore these no matter what I do. They're also close enough that even if I just go for the flags, these guys will take part in the action. Right, that's the problem. It couldn't do anything about him. So if I try to land here, we're gonna be annihilated. Really have any special reason why I should insist on landing here either. Destroyed, destroyed, destroyed. And we can still move. Nothing to be seen. Alright, the question is, do we want to drop troops here? I suppose I could drop it here. Definitely done for, and we're not in any risk of being attacked by that guy. Yeah, I don't think I'll drop troops here. Seems like unnecessary risk to take. Okay. We have a fairly good handle on the rear flags, and we've suppressed and disabled quite a lot of their infantry units here, and we'll continue to do so as long as we have ammunition for it. Okay. Sagger teams have to be suppressed or destroyed. Wasn't particularly successful though. Need to drive these. No, we don't have to do that damn thing. I was thinking we have to drive them to the river, but I don't think we should. At least not where the swamp is. Yeah, well, we have no real reason to try to push through there. I don't really see what we would gain from that. The flags aren't there, and every unit that basically goes to retake the flags, we can shoot it with quite a lot of heavy units. They don't seem to have heavy units of their own here anymore, so even if we don't have a huge amount of success like with this, the target is still going to be suppressed to the point that it can't possibly do anything too constructive. Single casualty on that group will also right. It's gone. We could keep firing on those, but I'm not sure if I want to. Okay, you need to go in the water. I don't think they can go, or if they can, I'm not sure. They can move would be able to move so little, I'm not sure if it basically matters. That they would be like the infantry squad type thing there. Put that up. Not even. Survivors. We don't have all that many high explosive shots left, so it'd be great if we could get some results with the shots we have. They can go at least deeper into the water, if not into the river itself, so that's something. Not sure what it actually ends up meaning. That could be their speed, so that's the edge where we normally go, and then 1, 2. Yeah, it would correspond with the speed value that I've been seeing. It would take some time, but I think they would have the speed to get the job done. Also, the barge carriers here were pretty much as a way for the enemy to rack up easy kills. Not useful. They're so goddamn slow. I'm bombarding something useful. Possibly. Nothing should really happen at this point. Ooh, this is a problem. Suddenly heavy tanks. And clickety clickety click. Yeah, they had the common sense of shooting the bigger targets, weaker targets too. And hidden infantry. Oh my god, more hidden infantry. That's an entire wipeout for the squad. Yeah, there's a huge amount of infantry there. We're actually a bit lucky that they're shooting at the infantry instead of the helicopter. I don't fucking believe that. How in the hell are their tanks able to do it when my tanks just clickety clickety? Definitely have to load. There's like an army of infantry here that I didn't see earlier. The enemy also doesn't have a huge amount of vehicles in general. This isn't gonna be good enough though, is it? We can't produce smoke here. I don't think they were firing at this location though. They were firing at these units. Nothing happened to those guys. These guys were absolutely murdered. I've flown over this for a few times and nothing. Yeah, we can't move anymore. It's this isn't good enough. Crap, what turn was it? 7. We probably saved quite a lot in Fubar. Yeah. We've also probably done the most of the turn anyway. Shit. Right. So, we ate shit and died. Going to these flags was not a horrible idea, but I need to spot things. I need to desperately spot things. Still can't believe how hard it is. I mean, how easy it is to miss these things. You have to just go one hex at a goddamn time. Yes. Could be that I'm not seeing them because I'm on high altitude. Although there's exactly the unit we were looking for. There's a lot of infantry fire. We are seeing them all now. Still, these were not really the problem at any point. More infantry. Not sure why they're so keen on guarding the road. I mean, there's really no reason for the attacking army to go along the road there. So it seemed more sensible to me to try to protect the flags here themselves. I think we want to move most of the helicopters here. Dump the infantry and maybe make a smoke screen and just wait. But the biggest problem is that there are definitely still vehicles here. I have totally missed them. Didn't pay too much attention where they were though. It's a bit of a problem because okay, suddenly tanks, lots of them. And of course it was impossible to notice them before for some kind of medical reason. We're right there in the open already. Yeah, they can easily see us. Wouldn't happen to have smoke. How much smoke do you have? 0! Okay, that's a thing. These guys are absolutely totally in the open, unable to do anything. Okay. Can you see the tanks? Yeah. It's the smoke situation here. There could be some blowback. We start firing. Will be. So a little bit of cover isn't gonna hurt us. I'd rather get a kill than injure too. The tanks can probably do something too. I can fire the necessary smoke for our team. Holy shit! Kill in the first shot. Right, is there a point to pushing the tanks here or not? I don't think so. I think I'm going to have them sit here and basically fire at all further targets that pop up for any reason. This is in a fairly good spot, doesn't really have to move. And the smoke is more or less good. The barge carriers can possibly be more worthless. I'm gonna spread them around a little bit so when the inevitable airstrikes comes, we're not gonna lose all of them anymore. Survivors disperse. The Sagar team needs to be shot a little bit. It's already retreating, but that's not always enough. Sagar team destroyed. Okay. I think fundamentally we want to do the river crossing of these now. It's a bit risky, but I really don't see what else we could end up doing. And it is gonna take some time, so might as well get started on it. Helicopters don't have to do a goddamn thing now, but at the same time, we really should do something. Infantry is worthless. Right, I actually think we should try to spot more units. With any luck, there are. But we've thought that about a few times already, and always there's more, so let's just leave here to spot things. I'm pretty sure these guys will survive. Oh, the second team has to be taken care of. There we go. More. No matter how much I look here, there doesn't appear to be any kind of a mysterious enemy concentration anywhere. Okay, UEs. Not sure if it's a sensible thing to drop things here. Yeah, we can take them, but then what? We'll just have to fight off a wave of infantry and we'll be no closer to taking these. So it might be better if we more or less just start harassing the troops we've found or trying to spot more troops. The problem with that is that the UEs are not going to be able to do that all the time. They're way too sensitive to things like return fire from units. They cannot stand the suppression. I really don't see anything in the north. We could try to go for all the areas more or less at the same time. But I see that end up in a catastrophe fairly easily. I think we should pool our helicopter resources. Don't have to land any troops yet, but we want to be more or less in position to react anything here. So, better luck this time. Yep, doesn't look like anything's gonna happen. They can't do anything now, I doubt they can do it at any point. Howitzers have ceased firing, so that should be more or less secure. Here we can shoot at enemy infantry. Which is fine, I guess. Gotta keep busy. I don't want stragglers all around here. 3 targets. Far away targets mostly. Don't really have high explosive shots anymore. This is only useful for scouting. I'm also losing sight of the units constantly. The units that I've previously spotted, they might turn well, not exactly visible, but go out of sight, so I'll keep tripping on them multiple times. Don't have a huge amount of high explosive shots, or be somewhat careful about what we're firing at. I'm not gonna fire at anything. We're more or less moving into position, so we can, if we choose to. We can fire upon most of the infantry targets we see, though. Why did I take barge carriers? Why did I think I have the mobility to move them all in that roundabout fashion? Okay, I can drop 4 infantry squads. I could probably take these fairly easily. We have support units coming in that could guarantee that we can keep them. But whatever we do, I think we need to leave the helicopters themselves here to fight away the infantry coming closer. Within range. Not effective range, no. Not sure what their effective range is. It's probably 10. We have 8. We have rifle squad, so these aren't exactly horrible at fighting either, though. The 3 infantry squads, quite a few helicopters. Thinking maybe drop infantry here so we can start taking areas here too. The helicopters will do the risky part here. But there doesn't appear to be any forts nearby that can do something. And there are vehicles coming in all across the river. So I think I'll just hit here and provide extra help here. Do much, can't do much, can't. This might be the most sensible location to just drop all our artillery. Nothing happens. Ah, many based on barge carriers actually reaching the river. They'll reach it around maybe 3-4 turns from now, leaving me with 5-6 turns maybe to try to get something done. So they either you use the road with them or you do something else. They cannot work like this. I knew that. Still did it though. Want the stragglers gone. Firing at a single crew is not exactly a smart way to use your ammunition, but I really don't want the stragglers there, since everything sort of relies on things like a single infantry squad controlling flags. So even minor opponents doing the wrong thing at the right time could screw me over pretty thoroughly. And there we go. So I have 5 minigun shots. The minigun is fairly effective against infantry at these ranges. We have no anti-infantry weaponry, so this guy should probably get bailed out. It's more or less firing POW missiles at the enemy that pop up wherever they're gonna pop up. If they're gonna pop up. We have a couple of targets to choose from. I think we should just go for kills if we can. "18 kills. We want to fire up on units that could be a threat to our control of the flags. I'm just looking at my options. Might be the most sensible target to fire upon. It's the closest to the flags currently. Damage isn't exactly all that great, but these are units that are gonna attack the flags first. So even if I can disable a couple of them, yeah, I have no more high explosive ammunition, do I? No. It'll help the defenders there quite a bit. No high explosive ammunition, right? So they can't really provide all that much support anymore. They're a little bit too far away. My plan is to go and get the flags, then drop a smoke screen there. Force them basically to get closer. At close range, these will easily kill anything that comes well, close enough. How many shots do we have? Probably around 15 per helicopter. I'm not too keen on charging the enemy right now. thing is, if they leave their defended positions, they're much more vulnerable to any fire from the helicopters. Right. Right. Yeah, the artillery is causing kills, causing split, and now they're charging away from their dug-in position. Or are they? Could have just missed that. No, they're definitely getting closer. No. It's just a unit I missed earlier. Okay. Can fire at a single target. I'm gonna skip the Abramses this time. They really don't have many shots left, so it's sort of a waste of time to go through them. Some of them might be able to fire a shot or two, but that'll be it. 5 high explosive shots. I think I'll stay here. Yeah, on the next turn we can move quite a bit. The moment we hit with the beach, we have about 16 movement. Yeah, they are on the move. There we go. This could be a little bit tricky for us. Just there's high probability that there's some infantry there, and there's no spotting unit now. Where's the... You have no shots. I need to have shots. What I need to know is, am I driving into infantry and dying? Look like it. Ooh, that's what I was talking about. So there's a threat still here, and that's probably not gonna be the only one, is it? Still, not bad. We're retreating. We are not retreating. We have no smoke. Wonderful. And actually think about that. Sort of just assume they must have something. Some of them do have. That's sort of an odd randomness with these. That should keep us alive. Okay, that's all I can fire. Fair enough. Good enough for now. They're gonna have to come after us. There's really no getting around that. And their time is running out soon. So it's now or never. No shit, don't move like. Okay, what do we have? Can't see shit, can't see shit. Do you see something in the distance? Good shot. This is the one that can still annihilate enemy infantry. I don't think I want to move. This is a good spotter. Can't kill anything. I'm going to scout the exact road that this unit is gonna move. Okay. And I guess that's it. There's only enough units to keep these. There's nothing threatening them. There's some kind of threat it's to the group here. There's really one vehicle going there. That's it. Except for these other vehicles. Our job isn't really to kill people here, but I suppose we should damage this as best as we can. Right, we need just extra units here to hold to our gains. Don't get the weird camera zoom all over the map when you... I suppose it basically removes this unit and brings a totally new unit that it held in storage in its place. So that's why it acts a little bit weirdly in those situations. For God's sakes. Barge carriers. We still have infantry squad in good positions. They don't really want to make a move. I'm fine with holding these current positions for now. Yeah, this will either they basically try to do something now, they lose. I'll get the second group of flags on the next turn. That turn after that, I'll get the rest. So he has 2 to 3 turns to try to do anything here. And nothing's happening. Spotted additional infantry units. So that's something. Just need to see if there are any ambush troops here. Usually. Probably shoot the new squad we just saw. Yeah, with the artillery too. It will suppress them to the point that closer units can basically go in and just take care of it. By the way, the wrap for this mission. Can you possibly shoot at this point? Harass units on the other side of the map. Do have a shot or two with the Cobra. We might be better off trying to use it on something. Right, nothing happening here. We can see a faraway target, but that's it. Could go for a kill, but not sure if it's really worth it. Yay, we have a barge! Because that's the best thing ever at this point. It's I think it's an extra unit where we can lose here, that's pretty much what it is. Not sure if the enemy is going to make any kind of a move toward us here. I do not want you to move. I was more thinking about maybe the helicopters going there and take a peek what the enemy is actually doing. I have a hard time believing they're just going to be contently sitting there while the mission ends in our favor. So, no, they're in no hurry to make a move. Which I suppose is fine for me. Just sort of a dull end for the mission. At least there's some movement now. We damaged their MiG. It's not coming back. Still gonna get killed likely. No, it damaged the vehicle but didn't kill it. What else is happening? Nothing's happening. It's game over. Yeah, they are trying to do something at this point, maybe. Yeah, it's not gonna work. And back to cover. that it? Please be it. Yeah, too tired to move the barge carriers. I lost interest in them. They're just... Oh god. That's damage. That's a kill. No. 1,889 for us, 88 for the East Germany. Fitting number. Yeah, this was sort of a meager fight all over. It's the helicopters that allow me to, and the smoke screens allow me to bypass the biggest problem we have here. Also, if I would have used the barge carrier points on something more constructive, it would have been a bit better. But yeah, it's the game wants us to play basically in a way, I think, that it's just a stupid way to play with the units you have available. Maybe with more time and things like that, because naturally you would have to find a way to move the heavier units across. But for the purposes of the mission, it doesn't really matter too much. This was a 4 end. No, we've already had a 4 end. Veteran tanks. And that's it. Ugh, the Abramses are sort of... If we would have to take on a massive amount of light vehicles, they would be absolutely fantastic. But currently the missile launcher thingamajigs are vastly superior. Not much to repair. I'm taking a third Cobra. We'll still be left with 3 of these. Maybe I should make the headquarter units Cobra. It would basically be in a perfect position to spot if it would be a helicopter. Just go to high altitude, choose your targets, and go back down. That might be not a horrible idea. Cobra, if we can, because it's less vulnerable to just leaving the battlefield outright. Alternatively, we could take we could have a Gatling gun, 20mm. It would be excellent against. We would also have more rockets, so it would be good against helicopters and infantry. I have no idea how good this actually would be against vehicles. It would not have long-range anti-tank capabilities. Which is pretty important to us though. But I sort of like to try a different thing. I have no idea how good this would be. Right. Maybe they destroy... Do I want a third Cobra then if the command unit is already a Cobra? I don't think so. I'll just fix everything. Right. So we have enough tanks, we have enough missile units, we have some infantry, enough helicopters to usually deal what the mission throws our way, and we can reinforce it with the temporary troops. Enough self-propelled artillery pieces that if we have to go into city fighting situations and like, or we have enough smoke screens and capability of just taking down buildings. Right. Lead units of the US 3rd Armored Division reached the outskirts of Erfurt, while 3rd Armored will bypass Erra. What the fuck is that? Erfurt. US 5th Corps plans to use the city as a supply base for further operation. Intel indicates that a Soviet mechanized force is garrisoned in the city, assault the enemy units in the city, and secure all the roadways. So a mechanized force would basically be tanks and a lot of APCs and infantry. And in a city environment, uh, it's probably not that bad, but missile launchers, are probably not all that good, depending on how the enemy is deployed around the city though. Still, the helicopters will spread all the infantry out. It's not an assault mission. Yeah, it's an advanced mission. Just gonna take a bit of a look. Yeah, okay, it's a large city map with probably a few hilly areas here. So I'm expecting that we'll come here where we can't see a goddamn thing. We have to go bypass this hill, which is gonna be filled with anti-air and anti-tank units of various types. And then there's gonna be some city fighting after that. Point being, it's actually very tough for us to position in a way where we could effectively use our missile launchers. I don't think we want extra. This might be the only location that's very close to this hill. So maybe we want more air units here. Certainly something to carry infantry around. Maybe more Cobras. Because even if the enemy has SAM sites and we would lose a couple, we would still have enough missile capability of taking them all down and then operate without any way for the enemy for really to do shit about it. Alternatively, we could buy some aircraft to complement the Cobras. In that case, the Warthog would make a lot of sense. The reason you don't usually want to use this is that the enemy has anti-air capabilities, lots of them. But if the helicopters can work there, that means the Warthogs could too. This has 4 missiles, the Gatling gun, and a cluster bomb. So that's a lot of vehicles and tanks it could be used to take out. It's still we could get 2 aircraft at the price of 3 Cobras though, so I'm not sure if that's even remotely worth it. The usefulness just isn't there. Okay, do we have a helicopter platoon of some sort? Oh, we probably should think about SAM batteries. Yeah, bullshit. Give me a helicopter platoon. These seem to work fairly well. The cheaper the better. I have no idea how much these could carry. It wouldn't be vehicles, maybe Humvees in theory, but it would probably be multiple infantry squads. Otherwise, I don't understand why would anyone take the hugely more costly units. I'm not actually interested in a helicopter platoon. I need a air mobile company. No, maybe not quite that, but air mobile platoon, yes. Rifle squad will do just fine, and the shorter range of engagement isn't a problem in the city. It's 100 points, but it's not down the drain. I think that's a fantastic investment, in fact. Maybe Dragon teams. We could shove them in the UEs and their short range anti-tank missile teams. So I don't think so. There's the effective use of them will take too much time. They don't work well in the turn-based setting because I need to basically have them open for the enemy to fire upon for one turn before they can accurately fire at the enemy, and that's yeah, that's not gonna work all that well. We probably want some sacrificial units first and foremost, so different utility vehicles. The Humvees were actually just fine. Cheap as all hell and fast, small. We'll buy them with the excess points. I don't think any anti-armor section is gonna do much good. Gunships. I guess we'll just have to be careful with how we use the rocket pods. So basically, if there's enemy helicopters, that's the only use for the rocket pods. The minigun is for infantry, the missile launcher is for vehicles. And I'm gonna buy, I can only buy 2 attack helicopters. It's still a respectable amount. We could buy more helicopters and put maybe engineers or anti-tank infantry in them. Engineers would be the best units in the city. Alternatively, self-propelled artillery battery maybe. They're relatively cheap and they would be fantastic in the city environment. You need to get there alive, get them there alive, which is not an easy thing to do for us. We have a couple anyway, so do I really need an extra platoon? We need 5 Humvees. This would allow the core group to get to their targets much more likely intact. I suppose we could go for I don't have the funds for strike elements anymore. Is it because I bought the aircraft? Yeah, I think that's it. They use maybe not. They might use a common pool. Right, so there's only a certain amount of aircraft or helicopters I can buy, very likely. No, it just works in a weird way. If I buy the gunships first, I can buy more of them. I don't really have an explanation for that. I think I'll just buy the Humvees. Maybe extra infantry if possible. But I don't really see what the point would be. 9 points isn't enough for anything. Right? So I'll leave things at this. Core army plus 4 extra anti-tank helicopters, some air helicopter platoon filled with infantry to take the flags wherever they happen to be, and sacrificial Humvees, which are dirt cheap, and some anti-tank units, especially the I think missiles, had a hard time hitting them, so they could save a lot of lives.